like we just met. Haven't held your hand just yet. Losing track of things we said. Wanna get to know you more, and you don't even know what for. But you're the one that I adore. And I know you wonder why I act the way I do. After everything that we've been through.
So we have, first of all, Laura and Kieran. Give them a round of applause.
We now welcome the two pivotal people in Liam and Elizabeth's life, Lydia and Ewan.
Wow, that was impressive. My goodness me. And of course, the most beautiful, ethereal Mr. and Mrs. Elizabeth and Liam Berry. We're essentially going to ask the questions to the bride and groom, and I'm a bit confused, but
Both of them are going to raise the shoe of the person that they think is fitting for the question, essentially. So,
fitting, what do you mean?
Who makes the bed first? If Elizabeth thinks it's Liam, she'll lift Liam's shoe up. If she thinks it's herself, it's her shoe,
cool.
and vice versa. Can we just have a quick comment on the size of Liam's feet? What shoe size is that, Liam?
Yes, can you please tell us?
Yeah. What size shoe are you?
These are 12.
Wow, they're gigantic. My goodness.
Big shoes. That's all we'll say is big shoes.
Okay. All right.
All right, question number one.
Question number one. Who has the better style?
Hey, wonderful. Okay, so Elizabeth, we can tell your dress is stunning. Okay. Oh, this is a trick. I really struggle answering this one. What I'd also like a bit of audience participation. I would love you to answer the question internally, or maybe in a very quiet whisper to your right or left. Because we want a bit of audience participation as well. Okay, so whom is funnier? Oh! Okay, so can we tell you that you guys didn't agree on that one, or we're not allowed to tell you? Okay.
Okay, this should be pretty basic. Who said I love you first?
Oh, wow. That's something, really, isn't it? Oh, honey, who said I love you first between you and I? It's probably me. I was probably. It's not about us, but on date 2, I think I was like, I love you. Oh, okay. Anyway, back to you guys. Oh wow. Okay. Whom is the better chef? Cook. Oh, okay, great. This is good. Can I take it a step further and ask, what is your favourite dish to cook, Liam? It's got to be South African. Oh, just steak. Okay. That's fine. Okay, wonderful. All right, next question.
This is an interesting one. Who would survive the longest on a desert island?
Ooh. I wasn't going to lie, but I'm not surprised by that. When I read that question, I was... Anyway, that's rude. Okay, number 6. Whom... Who's more stubborn? Oh, this is... Okay. Really?
Wow.
Oh!
The opposite.
Guys,
That's a worry.
Guys, I've got to share something with you. Having been married 1 year and 4 months, good luck. If you're both stubborn, may the Lord be with you. All right, on to the next question.
Who would be the first one to lose their keys? Elizabeth, why did it take you so long to answer that one?
Okay, numero 8. Oh, yeah. Okay, who is the most clumsy? You can lift both. Maybe. I don't know. Can you?
Yeah, I guess you can. Yeah.
You're the most clumsy. What are you the most clumsy with? All things. That's fair. You're a busy lady. You're a nurse. Okay.
Who takes the longest to get ready? Cool.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
This is good news for your marriage.
All of them at the top. Next question at the top all the time.
Okay. Oh. Who's... Sorry. I'm so biased and rude. This is so rude. Who's the most dramatic? I really didn't expect that answer. Did anyone expect that? I didn't expect that.
Who is more adventurous? Wow. Actually, that doesn't surprise me at all, knowing Liam.
Okay. Don't worry. Adventure can be birthed. It can be. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to see this in...
We're going to
actually see this play out. Right where you're seated. Seated. Whom is the better dancer? Oh, okay. I'd like to see that.
Okay, who is more likely to get a speeding ticket?
Oh, that's a good one.
I've been in the car with Elizabeth driving. I definitely attest to that. Yeah.
Really?
Very, very fast.
She's a busy lady.
She's a busy lady.
She's got lives to save at that hospital. Come on, she's got to get there. All right. Who wakes up earliest in the morning? Okay, that's fair. What time, Liam? 4:30 a.m. to spend time with the Lord? No. You know what? I hope he's not listening. I'm just joking. Bless you.
Okay, who spends more money?
Oh, interesting. No one's raising.
Yeah, okay. That's good. So you're both going to be broke within 5 years. Great.
That's going to work.
Excellent.
This is actually really synergistic. Okay. Why do I always get the ones that I'm so rude about? Who's the biggest complainer? No, Liz. I don't relate. Liz, no. I can relate.
Who is more romantic? Oh,
Wow.
Prince Charming.
I definitely would have thought that, Rob. He's pretty tall. I don't know. Tall men are romantic.
Are they?
Yeah. Who is better at keeping a secret? Three, two, one.
Yeah.
Hey, beautiful. You guys, I don't know if you know this. I'll tell you. I'm not meant to tell you. But you're both raising DOS shoes at the same time, which says to me, this marriage is going to work. This is perfect.
Excellent communication skills.
Perfect. Like unknown communication. It's amazing.
Who is more likely to drop their phone in the toilet? Has that happened before? Lydia wrote these, so I think there was a story there for sure. Sorry to out you, Lyd.
All right, I've got a complete red herring, babe. I'm going off script. You ready?
Keep it PG.
It's PG. It's PG. It's actually. Who is more likely to not replenish the toilet roll?
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful.
Interesting.
I'm going to take that a step further. Who is likely to put the toilet roll dangly side under? That's so annoying, Elizabeth. That's not how it goes. It has over the top. For some reason, I must have known. What? I didn't raise you.
Okay, who is the messiest?
It's like stubborn denial.
Coming back to stubbornness.
Both?
Equal. Interesting.
Let's check in with them in a month or so.
Orange first.
All right, yeah, I know who that is. So. All right. Hey, audience, are you answering the question in your head?
Let's ask the audience.
Let's ask the audience. I want you to all take your shoes off. No. I'm just joking. Please don't take your shoes off. Who mentioned marriage first? Oh, wow. It's just what you're doing right now. This is marriage. The ring, Elizabeth, is marriage. This is Liam. Same? Wow. Simultaneously? I'll marry you! Was it like that? Okay. Wonderful.
That's surprising, actually. I thought it would have been Elizabeth.
Same. Sorry, we'll try and keep our comments for a minute.
Who burps more?
Well, as you know, Elizabeth, I'm a naturopath. I can help you out with that, so it's fine. We've got some licorice tea and whatnot for you. All right. Oh, wow. Who is needier when they're not well? That's cool. I'm glad you know that. That's good.
24. Who goes longer without washing their clothes?
Ew.
Liam, you must answer.
Yeah. Come on, Liam, be honest. Oh, he didn't answer. Okay. Yeah, I got it. Funnily enough, who's talking about shoes? Whose shoes smell worse? Yeah, can you smell them right now? And now Robert has 2 questions up his sleeve.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Who is better at saying they're sorry or acknowledging their wrongs?
Ooh. Oh, wow.
Who communicates better, just generally? Liam?
Raise a shoe.
Oh, yeah.
That's lovely. Can we give our beautiful Mr. and Mrs. Berry a round of applause? Come on, guys, you can do better than that. That took a lot of work. Wonderful.
Hello guys. So, for those who don't know me, my name's Lydia. I am Elizabeth's youngest, also favourite sister. I was thinking about this speech, and I was going to do just a normal speech as you do for a wedding, but then she's my only sister. I thought we could probably do more than that. I was a dancer growing up, and my family would also make fun that I would always listen to Christian rap music. So, I decided to create a little rap. Now, this is a story all about how Elizabeth turned my life upside down, and I'd like to take a minute to sit right there. I'll tell you how she went from playing bride to finally right there. In a small mountain suburb, born and raised, 2 sisters walking up the neighbour's driveway. Piggyback style, my trusted big sister. I felt secure, surely nothing would have slipped her. I was only 2, barely seen the light of day. She was only 8, but insisting she was grey. Next thing you know, I'm flat on my face. Broken collarbone, what a curious case. Just so you know, let me get this clear. My sister dropped me on concrete, a great start to her career. Now, some things about Liz that you probably don't know. She invented this thing way before the iPhone. Thousands of gigabytes stored and saved of her self-obsessive photo face. Now let's not stop there. Videos included of her drama-filled acting, the crying not muted. Fast forward to my 12th, she made me a race. It was so much fun, non-stop smile on my face. But later I realised it was just a ploy to get me to drink raw egg for her utter joy. Despite all this, I really can't complain. She's done so much for me, and none of it in vain. Before there was Lydia, there was a Liz praying, kneeling by her bed, begging for a sister. Finding Mum was pregnant, Liz was overjoyed, but Mum and Dad insisting it was definitely a boy. God heard her prayers, credit where it's due. A sister to look up to, and that's definitely you. I love you so much, Elizabeth. And Liam, there's no one better I would want to marry my sister, and I'm so grateful to have you being officially part of our family. You guys are so amazing. I love the role models you are to look up to. And I'm so excited for the journey you have ahead of you guys and to be part of this with you. I love you guys so much.
So good evening, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Ewan. I'm Liam's younger brother and his best man. I'd like to begin by congratulating the groom for his superb taste in best men, since the title is truly fitting judging from our ping pong and chess matches. All jokes aside, I'd like to start by congratulating Liam and Liz on getting married. Although they haven't been dating that long, it's clear that they're both very in love with each other. Because although some of you may not think of Liam as introverted, Liz must have been special because she was able to get Liam talking to her for 8 hours straight on their first date. A massive achievement in itself. Although Liam is older, I'd like to give a little bit of advice I've found from my own experience. Number 1, be an example for your partner so that you inspire them to better themselves. Number 2, never be too proud to apologize first. Number 3, consistently bring positivity and kindness into your relationship. 4, regularly go on dates and have fun together. I wish you both a happy future filled with love, joy, and peace. So a quick toast to Liam and Liz. Okay, I just have a few words from our family in South Africa. This is from the South African Barry family. Here's wishing Liam and Liz a very happy, lifelong marriage. Thinking of you all on this special day. Sincere apologies that we were unable to attend the wedding. Pat is still in Abu Dhabi and arriving in South Africa the next working day. We have loved to be there for the celebration and togetherness for all of you. Unfortunately, it's just bad timing. Please note that we will be waiting for either photos or video of the wedding to keep us in the loop. Hoping the day is going to be a grand one and that the weather is kind to Liam and Liz for those wonderful wedding photos. Take care and enjoy the wedding day. Pat, Michelle, Tanika, and Keegan. Thanks.
Hi everyone, my name's Christine and my husband Connell will do the talking.
Well, good evening everyone. As you know, or as the father of the groom, it is my pleasure to stand before you today and offer a few words of wisdom and some congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Berry. Congratulations. So today, as we celebrate the union of two beautiful souls who have chosen to join their lives together in the presence of family and friends, it's a joyous occasion and it'll be one that will be remembered for many years to come. So Liam, you have always been an exceptional son and we are proud of the man you have become. So you were born on a warm January day and you had the good grace to wait for the end of the cricket match before you made your way into the world. So you brought nothing but joy to our family since the day you were born. You're always a kind and considerate child and always put others before yourself. So you've grown into a remarkable man who is respected by all who know you. Elizabeth, I would like to welcome you to our family with open arms. I know that you'll be a wonderful wife and partner to Liam. And I wish you both a lifetime of happiness and love. So I'd like to emphasize the importance of family and Christian values. So we come from two different cultures, South African and Australian, but we share a common bond in our faith and our love for one another. So our family has always been the most important thing to us, and I know that you will both continue to cherish and nurture this bond. Liam, you're raised with these values, and I know that you'll continue to live your life with honor and integrity. So as you strive to be a shining example of what it means to be a Christian, I know you'll continue to spread this message of love and compassion to those around you. Elizabeth, I know that you share these values, and I'm so grateful that you are there for Liam. As you embark on this new journey together, I want you to remember that marriage is a partnership that requires love, respect, and trust. Always be there for each other through the good times and the bad, and never forget the reasons why you fell in love in the first place. So Liam and Elizabeth, we wish you all the happiness in the world. May your marriage be blessed with love, joy, and laughter, and may you always remember the importance of family and Christian values. Congratulations on your wedding day, and may God bless you both. So let's raise our glasses and cheers to Liam and Elizabeth Berry.
We just have some further messages from South Africa. Let me just quickly pick them up for you.
So this is from Auntie Dallas and the girls in Joburg. So this is what your Auntie Dallas is saying. If we sit and think about our little Liam getting married, we're left wondering how time could have flown by so quickly. It was literally just the other day that Auntie Christinini was letting us feel him kick and dance inside her tummy. It was just the other day that we were babysitting him for pizza and rental movies. And just the other day he was telling us everything happened yesterday, because that was his concept of time. Now he's big and all grown up and getting married. We're sorry Oma and Granddad aren't with you now, because we know how excited they will be for an addition to the family. Granddad would probably pull you aside and remind you that a successful marriage is based on mutual respect for each other. And we know Oma would remind you that you're not leaving one family to join another, but rather you are merging families together. We're sorry we cannot celebrate with you. We're sorry we don't get to sit with Connell and Christine and cry our happy tears as we watch you say your vows and take your first step as husband and wife, or help you and decorate your car when you're inside dancing. So just be aware when you drive off, those rattling sounds. Drew and Kendall can still remember the dresses they wore as little flower girls for your folks' wedding, and we're sorry that Mattia, Eli and Harper didn't get to ogle your bride's fancy dress and you all spiffed up in your suit. Weddings really are time for families to reminisce on their loved ones and enjoy the possibility of a wonderful future for all. Lots of love from Auntie Dallas, Drew, Kendall, Mattia and Eli. And this one from your Auntie Karen. Dear Liam and Liz, congratulations on your marriage. May God bless your families and marriage always. We wish so much that we could be there to celebrate with you, but you are on our minds and in our prayers. Love always, Karen and Ron, Gaia, Seth, Angus and family, and Athena and Tommy.
Well, it's lovely to be here with all these people that, just met. And yeah, it's so nice. I've heard about a lot of your names, and yeah, so I've put the names to the person. It's really lovely. So we went to church on Sunday. I just want to start with this. We went to church on Sunday, and because I've been out of the loop with Elizabeth, because, she lives so far away now, but it was like really overwhelming because, I don't know, I just sort of came left field that we were sitting in church when the worship started. It was just so incredible to see Elizabeth there with Liam, they're together and worshipping God in this church, and Liam's the youth pastor and everything. And anyway, I just melted in tears. It was like, just amazing. And and then it got worse when Liam raised his hands to the Lord. I thought, oh, wow. So, I'm really happy with Elizabeth's choice. Well, it's God's choice. I'm really happy with God's choice for Elizabeth. Both. Yes, and Elizabeth's good for Liam too, that's what I reckon. Anyway, so I just wanted to say a few things about her childhood, so that's why I'm going first. So she's the second of six children, and so she was as a child, very people-orientated person, very active, lots of energy, lots of great ideas, loved writing stories, singing, organising people together for activities. So some examples of that is when she was 3, I think, maybe 2 or 3, we took her and her brother to a circus, and instead of Elizabeth watching all the amazing elephants and lions and all these incredible things happening on the stage, she just turned completely around and the whole time watched the people. That was her thing. That was her whole night. So, so she could sing at an early age. And she did a lot of singing. She made up her first song when she was 7. I hope you're not okay with me saying these things. At 7, she was a flower girl for a friend, and she sang Never Ending Story at the wedding. When she was 8, she was in a musical, Sound of Music, as the littlest girl. But the problem was she had sort of a grown-up voice, so they had to try and, sing a bit more childlike. Can you? Yeah. So when she was 10, we went to America for 2 years, and a lot of good things happened over there. And, she did a lot of singing. We made an album of her songs, and anyway, it was really good. And yeah, she had an interesting way of recording. I'd get the music ready, and then she would sing it, but just once, just come and do it, and off she'd go and play. So she seemed to be able to do that really well. There was not much practice, not much performing. She'd just do it and run off. Yeah. One day I said to her, just sing something. I put the mic in front of her, just sing something, but use your operetta voice. And so she spent 16 minutes singing in her operetta voice about Mary, mother of Jesus, and how she felt when Jesus died on the cross. So we actually made a song of that and put it on this album. Yep. And so, she was also in a singing competition in Los Angeles. She won second prize, and the first prize was given to a 12-year-old rapper. So, yeah, so anyway. She loved getting people together to do projects. For example, in America, she ran a kids' club for many months, invited all the neighbourhood girls to come along. She wrote a movie called The Miracle, got all her friends and all her brothers and asked everybody acting in it. And it was a huge project. We went everywhere to film, people's houses, parks, everywhere. It was a big deal. And did you edit it, Elizabeth? Did you put it all together? So she edited it all and put it all together with even behind the scenes and commentary and all these extras. She always wanted to be a mum. As she was the second oldest, she had lots of practice looking after siblings, and she'd be constantly like this, carrying a sibling around. Yes. Oh, yeah, she also wrote a book. She wrote a set of books for Lydia when she was 13. She could write. Yep. Anyway, so that's sort of a rundown of her childhood. So she was incredibly brave coming up here on her own, and we're just so happy for her. We're so happy for Liam. We love you, Liam. Yes.
Thanks. I know it's a happy day for Elizabeth, but I think it's a happy day for me, actually. She's married? Wow. Well, I suppose you could say everyone loves a love story, and marriage is... everyone wants to know, the details. We all want to know, tell us the details. Like what if I was to mention, well, we heard already, that Liam took Elizabeth on a blind date for a coffee that was 10 hours long. It's like, wow, okay. But I can't actually think about marriage without thinking about Jesus, because it's the same thing. Like Liam's proposal to Elizabeth was a job well done, but someone's proposed even better, and he is on the cross, proposing to everyone who couldn't say no. How can you say no to the greatest proposal in history? Because we're all wired to a love story. We always, if there's a love story, you just stop and you want to hear. We're just made for it. The whole Bible is a love story, and that's why I think today is the closest that we get to heaven. Is this the love story? You know, the essence of it, like even just the walk down the aisle, it's almost like the climax. Well, how come the walk is such a thing? Why is walking such a thing? And why is it? It's quite a short. So it's quite short, isn't it? It doesn't take very long, and yet it's so powerful. What it is that today Elizabeth is giving her life away to Liam, and she gets Liam for free. And vice versa. It's like, it's a mystery, like you're giving yourself away and yet you get back all this. It's you just can't stop thinking about it. It's amazing. Now, as Helen said, Elizabeth wanted to be married since she was a kid. So there's me putting her to bed, you know. She was so funny. I would put her to bed. Okay, she would be like 5 maybe. And she'd be lying down and I'd be praying. And we got into a pattern of putting a little bit of oil and put it on her forehead. And then she would do it to me. She put the little oil on my forehead. It's so sweet. And I would sometimes pray for her husband then. Wow. And then later on, when things were hard and there was no husband around, I was sort of thinking, I hope I didn't overdo it. I hope I didn't sort of go pump this little tiny kid about the person that she's going to marry her whole life. It's like she's, 20 years ahead of herself. And but fortunately today happened, and it is, even if it was a mistake, it's there's no mistake. Even if me over praying was a mistake, it's not a mistake today. So it was Liam. You're the one I was praying for back then. Which we were talking about that earlier. So we should go back and track, what were you doing at this time? Was I praying at that time? Anyway. As she moved to Queensland, well, her flatmates wouldn't let her sing. Her job was no good. Her car couldn't get registered. She had to get another car. Rush out and buy a new one. There was no husband in sight. There was just... And actually everything was hard. And one time I was praying with my wife. I think that sort of helps me pray. And I got the idea, like a picture of a bridge, and I was thinking the bridge is over a deep gully, and when you're on the bridge, it's actually really easy to drive. It's pretty straight and flat. But the gully that you're going over is like, imagine it would take you all day to trudge through the gully, and so the bridge makes it so easy. And then I've got a picture of like the bridge going over multiple gullies. So I didn't want to write this to Elizabeth because it'd be a big, long, boring story that she'd probably rush over. So I made a picture of it. Sorry, I haven't got a projection over here, but so I just got this photo of a suspension bridge going over 3 gullies, and then I photoshopped some. The first one is this, the second one. So the first gully was her accommodation. She was in this flat that was torture. And so she moved to a really nice girl, Kayla was her name. And the great thing was that Elizabeth was complaining how God had forgotten to get her a husband. and so, everything was terrible. But she was older than Elizabeth and she didn't have a husband either. So, how can she complain? Checkmate by God there, right there. The next part of the bridge was the job that she didn't have. So she got a job, NICU, which is neonatal intensive care, as a nurse, which is a good job because you don't have to pick up heavy, fat people. And anyway, we haven't crossed the big, impossible chasm yet. Oh, she crossed another one as well, which wasn't even on my picture. But the impossible chasm, as you're probably aware at this stage, was the non-existent husband. Everything was forgotten. God's forgotten about her. But for some reason, I was thinking if she's gotten over these two gullies, then maybe the next gully might be possible. The only funny thing is that if you look back at the bridge and you've crossed over two gullies, for some reason, you look forward and there's just a gully. You can't think, oh, I've got faith from God answering my prayer before, and then you go around. It's like, funny thing about faith is it always takes faith, which is always uncomfortable. So after the 10-hour coffee, guess what happened next? A car crash. So Elizabeth got T-boned in a roundabout, ended up in hospital with injured back. She was in emergency, and they were waiting for the doctor. So in the emergency department, you got the nurses and the attendees there, and Elizabeth's on painkiller thing. They call it a whistle, something like that. And so in walks this guy with a mask, and Elizabeth goes, oh, she's a bit out of it. Oh, here's the doctor. And as she goes, oh, wait a minute. And at which point all the people are, and who are you? And he's in the emergency. Now, Liam, who was the man behind the mask, didn't say he was the doctor. No, he didn't. He was smart, though, but pretty brave. He goes, now he has to come up with a good excuse here, otherwise you get kicked out of emergency and he'll be in the waiting room for the next 6 hours. So he goes, I'm her boyfriend. Now, I was laughing when I heard that. I mean, I wasn't laughing about the accident, but boy, I thought that was hilarious move by God. He had to say he was. Now, Elizabeth was, at this stage, if a guy wasted her time, see you later, mate. Like, you have to decide what you're doing, quick, smart, or you're out of here. Well, I never would have thought that I would ever hear Elizabeth say, he's going to be quick, but there was a point where you actually said that. I thought it was funny. So there was, yes, this is like within a week. Liam, of course, totally rescued Elizabeth in that, because she was quite injured. She was weeks in bed, and Liam was made for the moment. Absolutely did a fantastic job, and Elizabeth was on the third span of the bridge, which is really cool. So all I can say is I've always really respected Elizabeth's connection with God. Like, she really does know God. It's not. It's always been really her. Her whole life is been about God. What is God saying? What is God doing? And a bit like, Elijah or somebody, she can complain to God quite well, which is God's quite fine with that. He just likes us to talk. So I guess you can complain to God then. I just want to say that God's really nice. God answers prayers. And the last picture I got was, my little suspension bridge story. That was like, I thought I was wasting my time a bit doing the Photoshop, but I'm glad I did it, because it did actually happen before she passed the spans. The other one I got was that there has been times in Elizabeth's life that were actually quite hard, particularly towards the end of her childhood and teens, and she got hit pretty hard. So, with personal kind of attacks and stuff. And so when you look back now, I can imagine God having a whole bunch of herbs and spices, and he's cooking up this really nice dinner. And it has this really nice aroma, you can smell it. But it wouldn't smell so good if it didn't have this bitter herb and other things. If you had a spoonful of, paprika or something, you'd be just about gagging. But when you put it in correctly, the way God mixes it together. So when it says God makes all things work together for good, He actually makes even the hard times, he joins them in. So without the hard times, Elizabeth wouldn't be as ready for Liam as she was. And no doubt it would be similar with Liam, but those hard times are actually being used now to create this aroma, which is today, the marriage day, and you and Liam both have been brought to this day by God. It's like a craftsmanship of God. So all I can do is thank God for Elizabeth, thank God for Liam, and I just have to say God is really nice. So, well, a toast to Liam and Elizabeth coming together under God today.
When I met you, I was like, dang, this girl's dramatic. And I was like, dang, she's like a mirror. And you know my story with this strapping lad. Our stories are slightly similar. I'm a little bit older. So I remember saying, stop complaining. I'm a lot older than you. And I met Robert when I was in my early 30s. When I met Elizabeth, though, I must say, by the grace of God, I very much felt like you were family pretty early on, right? So much so that Auntie Helen said when you told her that you got engaged, your mannerisms were like my mannerisms. I was like, that was interesting. That was cool. I was like, I'll take it. So I very much adore the woman you are and the wife you will undoubtedly be for this incredible man. When you told us that you were moving to Queensland, instantly I was like, oh my goodness. Did I tell you this at the time? I was like, there's someone up there. And I didn't want to say it because I didn't want you to stay. Because I just met you, really. Well, not, it was a few years in, but you moved up here in bold faith to a state where you didn't know heaps of people. And you stepped across those chasms with just utter faith. And that's the beautiful thing about faith. I know some of us have faith and some of us have faith in different things. And I really want to acknowledge everybody here today when we speak about our relationship with Jesus. This woman, and I know some people might find that, confronting or uncomfortable, but this woman has fierce, bold faith. And I really love that about you. So when you moved up here, I was like, right, there might be a man, and here we are at your wedding day. Holy dooly. We're actually here and you're married to this incredible man who, yes, said that he was going to be your boyfriend very early on and moved just as rapidly as I know you wanted him to. Yep. And I remember all those times on our couch where I was like beating my head against a wall because I was staring in a mirror and I was like, God's going to do it. Just trust him. And he did. And speaking of which, one of my favourite memories with us was actually in a little pipe. I was like, let's go sing in a pipe. And she was like, what? And
Drain pipe.
Drain pipe. Drain pipe. Yeah. And I was like, come with me. And I took her hand and we sang Amazing Grace together out to the ocean in a tumultuous time. And it was the most beautiful thing because your voice is angelic. And singing around you is terrifying. But it was such a beautiful opportunity and like one of those lovely like cousin moments where I was just like, man, this woman is set for big things. So keep singing, girl. Absolutely. Keep singing. You are made to sing. You are a songbird and your voice will never be silenced. So with that faith, I want to identify the incredible man sitting to her left or her right, depending on which way you're looking. And I just honour you for the godly man that you are, the godly husband that you will undoubtedly be, and the fact that you two are now cleaved to create your own beautiful family. The berries, and I just know that there's an incredible blessing consistently that's going to be poured down from heaven all over you guys. I know that you are set for big things, that you are purposed, that you are bold, that you're fierce, and that you both share a similar likeness, and that there is no mistake in today, absolutely none. Also want to honour, sorry, this is long. You said 2 minutes, darling. It's probably been 4. I'm really sorry. I just want to honour her as well for this. Both of you, Sorry, both of you. I walked past and I was like, what are they, babe? Are they mini Bibles? And he was like, yes, come on, honey, hurry up. And I was like, no. And then I didn't realise until I flipped it open and realised that you've written handcrafted, emotionally beautiful messages to every single guest. And I've never known anyone to do that because we're the ones that's meant to give you messages. And the fact that you, despite people's beliefs or lack thereof or questions, which we welcome questions, you have given gospels. Bold. Well done, good and faithful servant. That takes beautiful boldness, and I honour you for that. I really do. And your message was beautiful, and it had me in my solar plexus, if I believed in them. So I just want to pass it on to my beautiful husband, who'll be probably a lot more brief. But can we raise our empty glasses? Because some of you probably need some Latin Wasser, which is German for water. Sorry, I don't know the Afrikaans. Let's raise our glasses to the most incredible, beautiful, stunning L&L berry that I've ever seen. Woohoo! Salut! All right, on to you.
I'll keep it very short.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to say that I remember very clearly when Elizabeth was speaking about Liam a while back now, and the way she just adored him, and her eyes were glistening with hope and joy, and she was just so excited. I was like, oh golly, this is a big deal. And I was a bit nervous for her because I knew, as Tim had professed, like how much expectation and prayer and petition was going into this man. I was like, geez, there's big shoes to fill, this Liam guy.
He's got big shoes.
And he has big shoes, ironically. And then I remember when they came over to our house and I was sitting on our back deck and we were having tea for a few hours just chatting. And I was like, he is over and above the man that she has manifested, prayed for, and just pulled into her life. And I was so excited. And I was like, wow, I don't feel so daunted anymore. I can just see how synergistic you two are and how incredible you two are. And I think it's absolutely amazing that Liam has already passed the test of in sickness and health by Tim mentioning him looking after her for literally weeks. She was in like a debilitating accident in chronic pain, and he was there for her by her side in like week 3. Like that's just absurd. That doesn't happen in a normal relationship. So I think that's testament to where you're going and the power and amazingness of your relationship. And yeah, I'm just super excited to see what the future holds. So yeah, cheers to you two.
Wonderful. And so thank you for letting us do an impromptu speech. Did you expect anything less? Don't give me a microphone. Anyway, give me a microphone. And with this microphone, I would like to invite the wonderful bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Liam and Elizabeth Berry, to the stage, the wine barrel stage.
All right, I will keep this very short and sweet. I really just want to say thank you to all of you. You guys are our closest friends and family, and I can honestly say neither of us would be who we are without you in our lives, and today would not be what it was without you here to celebrate us joining together and starting a new family and our marriage. So from the bottom of both of our hearts, thank you for being here and being part of our lives. Yeah, you can clap for that. I have also been told I will be in trouble if I do not thank Liz. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for saying yes, and thank you for making me the happiest man in the world and for being my wife. I've got a microphone, it doesn't work. And finally, as has been repeated multiple times tonight, I just want to thank and honor God. He is the one who has brought us together. He is the one who has now joined us together, and we have said our vows before him first and foremost. And yeah, this is the answer to both of our prayers for many, many years. So a massive thank you to God as well. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. So thank you.
I bet you could have used a minute, just a little time alone. But you let me be your little shadow, following wherever you would go. Then I got a little older, and you gave me space to grow. I don't ever seem to tell you enough, but I want you to know, when God made you my father, he knew who I'd need When he picked you from the others, he could already see that you would be my hero and everything I wanna be. When God made you my father, he was being good to me. I come to you with all my secrets, and you never ever judge. And when I'm falling in my weakness, you give me strength to stand back up. No amount of miles could separate us, no place where I don't feel your love. You say I'm the gift that heaven gave you, but Daddy, I'm the lucky one. 'Cause when God made you my father, he knew who I need. When he picked you from the others, he could already see that you would be my hero and everything I wanna be. When God made you my father, he was being good to me. You'll always be my father. No one could replace you. There will never be another that could ever fill your shoes. 'Cause Daddy, you're my hero and everything I wanna be. When God made you my father, he was being good to me. Yeah, he was being good to me.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand and take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Oh, for I can't help falling in love with